Great news for millions of Americans. If you're senior, a disabled individual, or anyone counting on Social Security, the next few minutes could seriously affect how you think about your future. So grab your coffee, because here's everything you need to know, straight with no sugarcoating. What's happening with your Social Security benefits right now in August 2025? Well, buckle up, because some major updates just dropped, and they could shake the entire Social Security system to its core. We're talking potential benefit cuts, new talk of privatization, and yes, a controversial push from lawmakers that could impact nearly 70 million Americans currently receiving benefits or planning to in the near future. And all of this is unfolding right as the government confirms the latest payments for August are hitting bank accounts this week. Let's begin with the good news. Yes. As a surprise move, the Social Security Administration also confirmed that every recipient will receive an additional $100 bonus payment this month. This one-time extra payment is intended to help offset rising costs due to inflation, especially on essentials like groceries, utilities, and prescriptions. That means if you're a Social Security beneficiary, your August deposit should be $100 higher than usual, a welcome relief amid economic uncertainty. The Social Security payments for August 2025 are rolling out right on schedule. This month's payments follow the typical staggered distribution system. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, your deposit will likely arrive on Monday, August 4th. Those with birthdays between the 11th and 20th can expect payments on August 14th, and if your birthday is after the 20th, your check should arrive on August 28th. For those on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, or receiving both SSI and Social Security, payments were disbursed on August 1st. Now, let's talk numbers. With the 2025 Cost of Living Adjustment, COLA, currently set at 3.2%, most recipients are seeing only modest increases, roughly $58 more per month on average compared to 2024. But that small bump is being dwarfed by rising costs of rent, prescription drugs, groceries, and utilities. And here's where things start to turn, because despite that small COLA increase, new data from the Social Security Trustees report shows something alarming. The trust fund that pays retirement benefits is still projected to be depleted by 2032, just 7 years away. And unless Congress acts fast, this could trigger automatic benefit cuts of up to 21%, affecting every single person who relies on Social Security. That's not fear-mongering. That's the official projection. And it's triggering all kinds of political chaos in Washington, D.C. right now. Earlier this week, in a closed-door session on Capitol Hill, several lawmakers were briefed on two emergency proposals that could shape Social Security's future. One involves raising the full retirement age to 70, while the other, more controversially, reintroduces the idea of partial privatization of Social Security. Yes, you heard that right, privatization. For those unfamiliar with the term, privatization would mean that some portion of your Social Security taxes could be diverted into private investment accounts, potentially exposing your future retirement income to the volatility of the stock market. This idea first gained steam under President George W. Bush in the early 2000s and has resurfaced in 2025, thanks to a vocal group of lawmakers and financial lobbyists. They argue that letting Americans invest their own money gives them more control and a potentially higher return. But critics, and there are many, warn that this is essentially gambling with a retirement safety net for millions of seniors. Imagine the markets crash a year before you retire. What then? Imagine you're in your 70s and a financial downturn wipes out 30% of your private account. Is that a risk you want to take? And here's where things get even more intense. President Donald Trump, who is once again back in the spotlight and heavily involved in shaping the Republican policy agenda, has remained strategically silent on privatization. While he has repeatedly claimed he wants to protect Social Security and promised no cuts to benefits, many policy advisors close to his team are rumored to be drafting frameworks that include market-based models as a long-term fix to solvency issues. In contrast, Democratic lawmakers, especially progressives, have rallied around the Social Security Expansion Act, co-sponsored by Senator Bernie Sanders and others. This bill proposes a $2,400 annual increase in benefits, or $200 per month, while shoring up Social Security's solvency by lifting the income cap on payroll taxes for earners making over $250,000. Currently, anyone earning above $168,600 as of 2025 stops contributing to Social Security. Under this new plan, the wealthiest Americans would continue paying into the system, thus extending solvency for at least another 75 years. Sounds reasonable, right? Well, it's complicated. Critics argue that raising taxes on high earners could impact job creation and investment. Supporters say it's a no-brainer. If you earn more, you should contribute more to the system everyone relies on. So, where does Congress stand? Right now, the expansion bill has strong Democratic support, with over 170 House co-sponsors and nearly 50 senators showing interest. But it lacks significant Republican backing, which means it's stuck in committee, collecting dust unless bipartisan compromise is reached. But here's where you, the American people, come in. Multiple surveys conducted this year show that over 80% of Americans, across party lines, oppose benefit cuts to Social Security. And yet, Congress still hasn't passed any legislation to prevent the 21% cut that will automatically trigger if the trust fund dries up. Think about that. Washington has known for years that this cliff was coming. And yet here we are, August 2025, and nothing concrete has been done. So what are they doing? This week, several members of the House Ways and Means Committee held a televised hearing on entitlement reform, where both Democrats and Republicans discussed the solvency issue. But the key takeaway? They still can't agree on whether to raise taxes, cut benefits, or restructure the system entirely. One of the more chilling moments came when Representative Derek Faulkner, a fiscal conservative from Texas, openly floated the idea that seniors may need to work longer and adjust expectations. He said, and we quote, "Social Security was never meant to be a full retirement plan. Americans need to start taking more personal responsibility." That statement alone set off a firestorm on social media, with thousands of seniors responding, "We did work longer. We paid in. And we expected a fair return." Meanwhile, organizations like the AARP and National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare are urging Congress to pass reforms that protect, not gut, benefits. So, let's take a step back. White heavy checkmark Social Security payments are going out this month, as scheduled. Cross-mark but long-term funding is still in danger. Warning and privatization is back on the table. Speech balloon lawmakers are divided, deeply divided. Char decreasing, and unless something passes soon, automatic benefit cuts are coming within the next 7 years, or possibly sooner if the economy slips. And one last thing, something a lot of folks aren't talking about. According to an internal report leaked last month, the Social Security Administration is studying potential means testing policies. What does that mean? It means they're considering adjusting or reducing benefits based on your income or assets. So if you saved up a little nest egg, or if you have a modest pension or a retirement fund, you could receive less in Social Security. That is not confirmed policy, but the fact that it's being studied shows where things could be headed. So what should you do? Stay informed, don't rely on rumors. Follow trusted sources and legislative updates. Speak out, call your senators and representatives. Tell them you oppose cuts and support long-term solutions that don't punish seniors. Plan accordingly. If you're nearing retirement, work with a financial advisor to factor in possible changes. Spread awareness. Share this information with your family, especially younger workers who may not realize what's at stake. We're at a crossroads. The decisions Congress makes, or doesn't make, over the next 6 to 12 months will decide the fate of Social Security for decades. Are you for expanding benefits by taxing the wealthy? Or do you believe privatization is the answer? Would you be okay with raising the retirement age? Or do you see that as a betrayal? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Type, "I'm for benefit expansion" if you support raising benefits. Or type, "Protect Social Security, no privatization" if you're against turning retirement into a Wall Street casino. And finally, for those of you on Medicare, if you're tired of seeing those monthly deductions shrinking your Social Security check, there are ways to potentially save money. Medicare Advantage plans, depending on your location and eligibility, could offer lower premiums, better drug coverage, and even dental and vision benefits. Always compare your plan options during enrollment season. I'll leave a number and a trusted resource link in the pinned comment below if you want to explore those options. It's free to check and could help you put hundreds of dollars back in your pocket. Thanks for sticking through this important update. Hit the like button if you found this helpful. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you never miss a Social Security update. There's a lot more to come. Let's stay informed and stay ready.